What you guys, got another video here for you on how to fix core isolation incompatible driver issues or problems you're having trying to enable the memory integrity. So Microsoft are aware that when you try to enable the core isolation, which is your memory integrity, that you get an incompatible driver issue. They're suggesting that you uninstall the old driver and you try to get a new driver for that and then try to enable that memory integrity setting inside Windows. But sometimes that doesn't work and you will have to remove the driver itself. They are saying that they don't advise you to remove or delete any sort of drivers to attempt to resolve or restore this setting. So that's what they're suggesting on this article here. I'll leave the link in the video description. Now, when you go to your settings pane here and go to Windows Updates, they're suggesting you remove any sort of driver and then go to Windows Updates and update your version of Windows and also download the latest driver which is causing the issue, and hopefully that will resolve your problem. If it doesn't, and you do want to use the memory integrity, which is your core isolation, then you will need to remove the offending driver to be able to use the secure feature which is built into Windows. Now, a lot of people are having incompatibility issues with this particular setting when you enable it, and I made a video the other day showing you how to enable it. So let's go through the process here, and there is an actual issue that I've got on this machine here, so I'll show you here. So we're going to go to feature and then turn on Windows features on or off, and we'll go down to this setting down here which enables the memory integrity feature. So you can see virtual machine platform and Windows hypervisor platform as well. So we need to enable those two and click OK, and then we need to reboot our PC. So let's go ahead and enable these on this PC, and you'll see it's going to search the required files and then apply these to our computer, and it will then ask us to restart our PC. So I've gone ahead and restarted the PC, and once that is done, we can now try to enable the setting that we want to do. So let's go ahead and type in here core, which is the core isolation setting. So when I toggle this on, you can see it says resolve any driver incompatibilities and scan again. So when you scan again, it doesn't resolve the issue. And you can see review the incompatibility driver here. And we can see in this case, the offending driver belongs to Western Digital Technologies. The device is Western Digital SES device. And you can see the import date is the 8th of the 10th, 2021. And the driver date is 10th, 9th, 2015. So it's an old driver, and it's down to Western Digital to release that updated driver so this problem will go away. Unfortunately, a lot of companies are dragging their heels on this, and it means you're going to see a lot of incompatible drivers for people on different types of hardware that requires a driver to run correctly. So you can try the manufacturer's website to see whether there is an updated driver available, and if there isn't, then you'll be able to uninstall this driver, which Microsoft doesn't recommend, because there's a strong possibility that the device that requires that driver will not function correctly. So if you do want to uninstall it until you get a new driver, or you do want to uninstall it anyway, just so you can have the setting enabled, you'll need to do this: pnputil space /enum dash drivers, and then push enter on the keyboard, and this will give us the list of the drivers here. So you can see this is the driver here. This is the offending driver that is not working correctly with this setting on Windows, and if I want to continue to use it, I will need to uninstall this driver and then look for an updated driver from the manufacturer's website, which is the Western Digital website. So if I do want to do that, I will need to do it. Now, if you want to uninstall, you can try this command here, which is the pnputil space /delete and then dash driver inside here. And then we can do space and then the name of the published name of that driver, which will be OEM27.inf, which is the driver that I have here. Now, your driver may be different, and you will need to put the driver name, which is your published name, after that. Now, if you get a failed to delete the driver package, then you will need to take ownership of that driver to remove it. And there's a couple of ways we can go about doing this. So let me first show you the first way, which is the easy way to try to remove this driver. So right click on the start button and go to device manager here. Once you're inside here, we're going to go down to where the driver will be listed. So I'm going to show hidden devices here. Once I do this, we can look for the offending driver. So in my case, it's going to be down near the bottom here. So let's go down here and look for it. So down here, we can see WD driver management devices, and this is the actual driver. So I'm going to click on this one here, and you can see it's the WD SES device, and this is the actual device driver. So this will be for a device that I plug into my computer, or it's in my computer that it needs this driver. So if I right click on here and go properties, you will definitely see that this is the related driver that we need to remove. Now you can uninstall this driver, and this is probably for an external drive, which is probably a few years old now, hence why the driver date is probably pretty old for 2015. So we can attempt to remove the driver from this device and uninstall it, and it should remove it from our computer here. So you can see it's now gone. And this is going to be a common problem for a lot of devices that are a few years old, and they may not have updated that driver anymore because they've got new versions of that device out. So if we go to Core Isolation now and type Core in the search box here and open this up, you should be able to enable this memory integrity here, and it should now work because that device driver has now been removed, which was stopping it working in the first place. It's a very old driver, and you can understand why it's not allowing that to work properly. So you will need to either remove it or update it, or whatever it is that you want to do to try to get it to work. Now, if you have got an old device that there is no updated driver for, then the only other way of getting that core isolation to work is to literally remove that driver from here. So you can also go to the apps and features here and look for the Western Digital app inside here and uninstall it from here as well if it's listed. Now, if the incompatible driver is nothing to do with Western Digital and it's another type of device, you will need to search that driver out and either update it or uninstall it and update it, or just uninstall it if you want the memory integrity or core isolation to work correctly. Now, another thing to do, if you want to know where these drivers are, you can go to this location here, which is your C root directory, go to Windows, then we want to go to System 32. Inside System 32 here, you're going to be going into the driver store here. So let's go ahead and find this on here. So it is driver store, and we want to go to the file repository, and inside here you're going to find that driver. Now you can see my Western Digital driver has already been removed, but if your driver is nothing to do with Western Digital and it's in this location, you will need to take ownership of that file to remove it from this location. Otherwise it's not going to work correctly. So mine is gone, so I don't need to take ownership of it, but you can take ownership of that file. There is another way to go about doing this, and let me quickly show you this way. It's a much more easier way for people that are not familiar with permissions and ownership of files and folders, which is another video in itself. I have made videos on that many years ago, but if you want to see an updated video on that, then let me know in the comments section below. But you can use something like the Driver Store Explorer file here, and you can open this up, and this will allow you to delete and remove drivers from that location there, and just in that location that I showed you, and you can highlight it and just delete it. Now, I'm not going to show you this part here because I've already removed mine and it's gone. So there's no point in me just removing something just to show you. But if you want to see a video on that script, then let me know, and I'll do my best to make a video on that for you. So once you've done all that, you will need to restart your PC, which I've already done. And what we're going to do now is take a look at the Windows security here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Windows security. For that, we need to go into privacy and security. And then when we click on this, we should see Windows security here. And this is your Windows security. We can now take a look at the core isolation, which will be listed inside device security here. And you can now see that all the green ticks are in the boxes and everything's working correctly. Secure boot, security processor, and we've got the core isolation on, which is your memory integrity on here. Now, we all know that Windows is vulnerable to malware attacks, and the reason for that is because it's so popular. And this advancement here and this security feature will literally eradicate up to 60% of the malware out there in the wild right now, which is a massive advancement in protecting you and your computer and your data. So by all means, go ahead and get that enabled. Now, you're going to get people saying by enabling this feature, it hinders the PC and it slows the PC down. And if you've got a modern day computer, that is simply not the case. If you've got a modern computer, it's not going to slow down your FPS on your games and all these sorts of things these conspiracy theorists come out with when they're posting fake stuff on the internet. It's a really good feature to have enabled, especially on a modern day computer. And that is why Windows 11 is geared for the more modern computers of today. It wasn't geared for people that are using workarounds and bypasses to use Windows 11. So if you've got a modern day computer, this feature is a must-have. Anyway, my name has been Brian from briteccomputers.co.uk. Hope this video helps you out. I just want to say a quick shout out to all my YouTube members who joined my YouTube members group. Your names are rolling up on the screen right now, and I shall see you again for another video real soon. Let me know in the comments section below if this resolves your problems. Bye for now.